can tell this is a professional stream with professional fuckers below me. Hello, welcome to a very impromptu stream. We kidnapped you. You said we could see your wife and child if you just
explains the mask and everything.
And participate in the fucking stream. Hey, hello, welcome, bonus watches or whatever the fuck, to a very impromptu toy action figure chat stream. Tonight I'm joined by the always legendary, always cool horror cat dad, another collector aficionado. Below me, another fucking collector who is a man of mystery, but does not hide the fact he loves his action figures, Predpool. And due to constant fucking demand and never being able to lock the fucker down, is LJ Gears of War Customs, an absolute fucking gent and a wizard with a paintbrush and glue, and not sniffing them either. Not sniffing them either. He actually can do good customizations. Hello, dice rolling. So I literally done a colonoscopy of a stream here. I literally pulled this out of my arse at the last fucking minute, and these guys were absolute gents to participate. Hiccups. Absolute gents to participate because everyone's on different time zones and stuff, and everyone's got their own lives. But I said, fuck it, let's give this a go. And so we're just going to be fucking talking toys and figures. And I think I think this man's t-shirt says it all.
We had a good time.
I've decided.
Oh god!
I've decided I'm going to kind of do a kind of let everyone pick their own topic, and then run it around the panel. So, who wants to go first? Who wants to bring up a topic and discuss something they're interested in finding out what we think and what the audience thinks? Any takers?
I'll go last.
I can just nominate someone. Right. No, right. Fine. Predpool, you go first, dude. Is there anything that any topic or anything you want to discuss or bring up or ask us?
I don't know if some of you guys are G.I. Joe collectors, but recently they had something called the Cobra Ferret, in which was exclusive on the Hasbro Pulse site, and it's already sold out. It's a small vehicle. I don't know why they had to make it exclusive online, just like I think the original Trouble Bubble. They've had other vehicles, like in Target. They had the Cobra Coil. They've had the Ram Cycle. Those were all retail and available to everybody, but now they decided to keep it in-house and make it difficult to get. So then, you have to be a member to get free shipping and so forth. So I just find that a little crazy. Then you got McFarlane, who's just selling all these crazy vehicles. Like, hey, yeah, I'll make them. Here, you want them? No problem. Buy them. You can get them on Amazon. Free shipping. So I don't know what kind of business strategy they're trying to do with Hasbro, especially with a license that they own. So, and I know it's for you guys, right? That it's more difficult to get a lot of these items. It's not always either you have to pay crazy shipping or it's just not available as much. So I find that also kind of crazy, especially for such a big company.
Yeah.
So that's just my 2 cents.
Is it a kind of reissue of the original kind of 3 3/4 scale one, or is it for it's for the classifieds? Yeah,
it's for the classifieds. It's a huge. It's pretty big. I mean, for again, it's for 6-inch figures. It's smaller, obviously, than the Jeep that they came out recently. I can't believe I forgot the name now. But yeah, it's $54. It's $54 to come with a figure. So.
Well, at least that comes with a figure. 54 just for the vehicle. I've been like, nope, I'm gonna pass.
No, so it's basically the figures run around $25. So you're looking at $29. Really for the vehicle itself.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, if it would have just been the vehicle, like no way, man. Like that's why I don't buy the accessory sets from NECA. I feel like it's like buying a figure. I'd rather just buy the figures.
Yeah.
The fact remains that they're releasing vehicles now, and you're already forking out. Okay, so Hasbro, I'm going to be kind of conservative here, but if you're forking out for a Hasbro figure, be it Star Wars Black Series, be it Marvel Legends, be it fucking G.I. Joe, you're at a conservative estimate, you're looking at 30 quid, okay? So then on top of that, the vehicle. So I'm guessing Predpool because of the size of it as well. It's not it's basically a quad bike, right? Yeah, it's essentially
Yeah.
a quad bike, so it's
Yeah.
not that big. Okay.
Yeah, it's
Like
not that big.
I seen the Ram cycle go for 30 and 40 in places, and that's got like a figure and a fucking Gatling gun and stuff. It hasn't turned up in any of the shops here. Like for something to go that quickly, the thing is for that price, that I don't think that's super expensive, considering what else is coming out.
I yes and no. Again, I hate to always compare with other companies, but at the same time, you kind of do. You look at McFarlane, you know, you had the Batmobile. He's got a Joker mobile coming out. He had this huge monster truck, kind of bat thing from that came out last year, which I got. He had it on. There was on sale for like $45, which came with a Batman figure.
That's awesome.
Which was reduced, but originally he had it sold for $70. But this thing is huge, you know. And
Yeah.
this ferret is like, you know, maybe one fourth of the size.
I imagine Marty. It's not too. It's a little bit bigger than the bike that we got for either John Connor or that Kino figure that came out last year.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, but it wouldn't be say like the Vamp. Like, Predpool, how much is the Vamp? Again,
The
that was like
Vamp
80, 90 quid.
with it came out to $100 basically with after tax and
100.
everything, but it also came with a figure. So, but it is a pretty big vehicle.
Oh, that yeah,
I'm
that's
gonna
Yeah.
do.
So and the quality is
Solo
pretty
layout.
good. You know, it's a pretty hard plastic, you know, and
yeah.
it's this is if you take the figure away, they're charging you around $75 for the vehicle alone. So
Okay, so do you think it's a case that like I was talking to Larry about this, that maybe to collectors like that, if they're willing to fork out that much for the Jeep and stuff, then that the ferret it's sold out quickly because it was cheap. But again, I was talking to Larry. Scalpers, do you think this is fucking scalpers up to their usual fucking tricks?
yeah, because scalpers can afford to get now a bunch of them, and they'll sell them on eBay or other sites for triple, if not more, for the price. Because remember, the thing is, with eBay, you know, I try to sell a few things on eBay at, you know, say retail price, but then eBay takes a big chunk of that money.
Yeah.
So if you go try to sell something for, you know, say you put $30, you're only going to get maybe 18, maybe 20. So that's why people start price hiking things, because they want to get some kind of profit and they want to get the money invested. So it sucks, but eBay is contributing that scalpers increase the price even more because they take a percentage for them.
Yeah.
I don't mind someone buying one or two figures and selling them off, but when you've some cunt going in buying fucking 8 fam cheaps and kind of like fucking
yeah,
7
man.
Flash
Yeah,
Batmans and you know.
I know some. I know. I don't. I mean, luckily, I don't collect. You know, TMNT, but I've seen other people do like. Oh, well, I bought one to open up, and I bought one to have on the shelf, and I bought one, you know, as a backup. And I'm like, dude, come on, man.
I bought one for my grandkid for whenever I have one.
It's yeah, basically, I bought one for my pet dog. You know what I mean? It's like, dude, seriously, like, just come on, man. Like, at that point, I'm just like, okay, you're probably gonna scalp it, at least one of them. You know, don't try to lie to me and tell me you're buying all these because you're that much of a fan. I can understand like in the like for example the Joes, you know, like they get the just a regular Cobra, you know, the
Army building, Larry. Basically.
Yeah, army building. There you go.
Yeah.
I mean, I can understand that, but I mean, they make so many of those that it's like it doesn't even matter. But I mean, the ones that are like really hard to find, it's just like come on, man. Like, leave one for the next guy. You know what I mean?
Patrick was saying, and this is in a couple of comic book stores in Ireland. Maybe it's the same. LJ, you'd be able to tell it in England. Target puts limits on how many figures you can purchase. Like, you know, I know in Big Bang they do the same as well with imported figures.
They tend to do that when it's a new figure. You know, it's kind of like, you know, pre-order. But once it's out, people had a chance to buy it, then they'll take it off and you can buy as many as you want like 2 or 3 months later.
Well, people do the same thing with prints, like with Mondo and Bottleneck and stuff like that. People will buy like extras, and then because I'll see postings when they're like, "Oh, we just cleared up some like what they deemed as bought ones. They cleared those out, so now they have more to sell, or they have the inventory to sell." So it's just, I mean, at least some of these companies, these not I guess retailers, but these other people, these boutique retailers are at least they're kind of like combating the scalpers, you know.
Yeah.
Then again, I'm blacklisted from Bottleneck, so I can't buy from them anymore.
Jason, I think Witchboard is a bit before our time. Alas the lads. Although, do any of you guys know do any of you have or know someone who has the Evil Knievel bike?
I know of it.
Jason, we're all stinking Gen X or millennials. I'm sorry, man. We're all.
The last time I saw an Evil Knievel bike was a rip-off in Toy Story 4 called Duke Kaboom.
Yeah.
That's the last. That's kind of Evil Knievel I saw.
Played by Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
Also, big hello to Mayan. She popped into the chat there.
Oh, hello. I can't see the YouTube chat. I can only see the stream.
Also, LJ, elevate your laptop a bit because your face is hidden by your name.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, so I didn't know you could just click on comments next to private chat and you can see them there. Well, hello.
Wonders of modern technology.
It's a new computer. I had to switch from my Chromebook that crapped out on me to an actual all-in-one PC now, so it's kind of.
I'd say going back to your question because I know you've deviated. I'd say you'll have to just chance your arm, Predpool, because that's just getting fucking nipped by scalpers because it seems very inexpensive to other people it might seem expensive, but for a Hasbro product, because they just fucking charge up the hole for some of their stuff, I think.
And setting priorities, like I didn't even bother to even go for the ferret because although I like it, but it's not like a must-have for me. Well, say the RAM or the Trouble Bubble, and like, okay, I want to get those, so I went out and the Trouble Bubble, I got the Python Patrol version from Target, and I got it on reduced price. So
nice.
Also, Patrick Havchita will view wonders if you have Gigan figures, Predpool.
I'm sorry?
Gigan.
From Godzilla?
I think so. Like, did he see him in the back? He saw him in the background or something. The fucking snaky bastard. I don't know.
This guy.
Yeah.
It's just a 5-point articulated one. That's what it is.
Ooh.
Looks cool.
But I mixed it in with my NECA. So since NECA never made villains or really.
Yeah, that fucking bugs the fucking shite out of me.
I know. That's why I brought it up.
Do you know what it is? It reminds me of DC Multiverse with all their fucking Batman.
Oh, no. I don't want to get into that one.
Hey, how about fucking Silver Age Batman? Or fucking Venom Batman? Or fucking I don't know what Rob Knight's trying to do with Gold Batman. Let's give him so many pouches.
How about Harley Quinn Batman? Yay!
Oh no. No.
Patrick says Tigan rocks and worships it. LG, is there any topic or thing you want to discuss or promote or talk about or anything?
Well, as you said, this is a very out of the blue stream, so I have no fucking clue what I wanted to talk about.
Okay, that's my fault. That's my fault.
Oh no, that's not your fault. I wasn't, you know.
Like Predpool, have you any figure kind of pitfalls or gears you want to grind about shit that gets in your fucking tits about being a collector?
Well, so we're talking about kind of scalpers. It's not so much scalpers. The thing that I kind of have an issue with, I know that people who buy figures, they tend that if they're going to buy multiple and sell, I know they want to make a little bit of profit, but it's when you try and reach that point of how much profit do you really want from something that you've paid a reasonable price for.
Yeah.
So as an example, going back to 2006, 2007, when Gears of War first came out, their first line of figures were £15. When the wave shut down a year or so after for the next wave, those figures, people were buying loads of them, £15, so just under $20 each, and then scalping them for £50 to £60 each. Now, these figures that were £15 go for 90 to 170.
Wow.
And that's between opened and boxed.
Yeah.
And I see it on groups, and I see it, eBay and everything else. So I'm what I like to call a very planned buyer, also known as cheap as shit. So I'm always on eBay. I only look at lowest prices and best offers, and I always ask someone what. Yeah, it's because you don't want to look for the highest thing, obviously. But the issue that I've got is I'm someone who, if I buy something at a price, when I sell it, I try and sell it at the price that I paid, as well as maybe the postage a bit extra, so that I make my money back and the postage covers it. Whereas, I think I was selling a figure that I spent 60 quid on it, and it was a Mythic Legions Krampus. Now, it was the only Mythic Legions I owned. Really cool figure. I got to take one photography shot, and I was like, right, it's not a line for me. Bit smaller scale for me. Articulation was a bit. I couldn't do the photography I wanted to do, but I know someone out there would love it. So I sold it for the 60. The guy offered to pay the £5 extra for postage. I got my money. Someone else 2 days later sold one for 95.
I hope it wasn't the prick you sold it to.
No, luckily it wasn't, because that person had a lid to their basket. Mine was missing the lid, so luckily it wasn't the same person. But I was like, 95. Why? Why that much extra? It retailed at 60 to 65.
No, were they free shipping or?
No, I think it was like
that's even more. That's even more like
plus fees and shipping from
that's
GMS.
ridiculous, man.
It was a lot, and I was like, why? It's not worth 95. But someone bought it, which made me feel more angry.
Predpool, you've gone awfully quiet. Have you been selling on your Mythic Legions there recently? No.
I see some empty spaces on that shelf up there.
Empty spaces. How quickly they get filled.
Yeah. Believe me, man. No, to piggyback off of what LJ said, back around that same time, they were doing NECA released Castlevania figures from Symphony of the Night, and those were like $20. I bought the Succubus and I bought Dracula back then for $20. I would have bought the whole wave, but back then I didn't really have the means. So like I would buy one, a couple weeks later I bought another one, and I never was able to go back and get the other ones. Now those sell for like they sell for like over $100 easy.
Mm-hmm.
It's nuts, man. Like I'm like, I still have mine, and I mean, yeah, the boxes are a little dinged up, but I mean, they're still in the clamshell. I mean, they've never been opened, and it's just like I go to cons now, same thing. It's like all these people are selling them for over $100 when they were like $20.
You know what's sad also? Like, for example, whether it be Mythic Legions, and this happened a couple of times with Valaverse, they'll release a figure, right, for 20, like you guys say, 20-ish bucks or maybe 40, whatever. They finish the run, and then the prices go up to 120, 130, and then maybe within a year and a half, the company's, hey, we're releasing again. Don't pay those high prices. So all these poor suckers that paid 3 or 4 times the price, now they have this figure that the company said, hey, you know what? You guys should have waited. We're going to re-release it down the road. Now again, it's a gamble, but there was one from Mythic Legions. His name was Romulus. I came in late in the game, and he was going for 120, 130 when I first started looking, and he just kept going high and high. I said, oh, forget it. I'm not going to pay you that much. As much as I want him, I'm not going to spend that much.
No.
And what they did, they had an all-star wave, that what they call, which is like a re-release, and I got them for the original retail price.
Yeah.
And so sometimes, it pays off to wait, because sometimes the companies will reissue. It's not always, but But yeah, it's crazy that it, I don't support scalpers. I don't do scalping or anything like that. But unfortunately, we wouldn't have scalpers if people didn't pay it.
Right.
If people are willing to pay those $150, whatever, there's some rich kid in Malibu, California that say, I got to have it, dude, and he buys it because he's got family money, and that's on them. Don't.
Yeah.
If they feeding the beast is going to keep growing. That's all it is. So.
Well, my thing is, and I kind of caved on one sort of. Well, I mean, it was really I bought it from a comic book store, but it was a Castlevania figure, the one that I didn't have, and I was just like, well, I mean, it's in beautiful condition. This is the lowest I've seen this figure, but it was still over $100. I did it, but they gave you you can do it in payments, so that was pretty cool. I did it in payments, and so it wasn't as like it hit me right then and there in the wallet. So I was like, all right, that's not too bad. But I mean, there's other figures too. There was like the NES Batman NECA figure.
Mm-hmm.
That one was like I can't remember what I last saw it for, like the highest I saw it that it was going for, but I won it for like $25 on auction on eBay.
Wow.
Those fucking NECA video game figures, they're really hit and miss. Some of them are really fucking cool. Some of them are really fucking cool. Like I got the Predator and I got the Alien 3 one, and that Batman one is cool. And then you've like Leatherface with like a fucking yellow body and a green head, and you've the Terminator that's black with a red fucking head. And Freddy Krueger's who's orange, and then purple fucking Jason. I get it. Yes, but
I love both those figures, man. I love the Jason and I love the Freddy.
I know. I'm sorry. It's not for me. Like the kind of video game figures that NECA done, I really liked were the Contra ones. You get the two boys from Contra, and you also the AVP arcade figures. They're fucking awesome as well.
Yeah, those are good. Those are really good.
The guy and the girl one, you mean, or are you talking about?
No, dude, no. Little
they made like a whole...
and Dutch are pretty cool, but I have the Hunter, Predator, and Razor Claws. I had a chance to get Chrysalis, and I never fucking picked it up, and I'm kicking myself ever since.
The Mad Predator is really cool too.
Yeah,
I like the movie version of those arcade ones, like the Chrysalis. They redid him like if he was as if he was in the movie. That one,
cinematic, the movie Deco or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, that was something I wanted to bring up because actually it's thanks to Predpool. I think it's thanks to Predpool, or maybe it's some other fucker that sent me a link or something else about the feral invisible feral predator.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I sent you that too.
You said and I sent it to Anson as well. And it's the holothon. Yes, I'm old LJ and my brain has turned into fucking mush. Leave me alone.
No, I get it.
But that's the thing though, like with you, Marty, you can actually go to costumes. Is it costumes? I can't remember I think it's costumes.com. They'll have it for overseas. Like it's only exclusive to Target in the US
Okay.
for over. So you'll have a chance to get it online.
I wonder how much though I'll get. Did I tell you guys when Jen sends me a parcel, I have to pay? That's a fucking
Really?
pain in the hole. So Jen would send me a box of stuff, and I lose my shit. 90% of the reason she spends a fortune sending the parcel. The other 10% is the more expensive the parcel is for her, the more expensive it is for me to fucking buy it to get it off my post office. Do you
That's weird.
have to do that, LJ, when you're getting fucking stuff from America, no?
No, when I get stuff from the States, even when I send stuff to the States, there's no customs on either end because I think when I go to the post office, I pay the postage that is specifically set to where there won't be a customs charge on the other end. And same verse when people send stuff from me to the States, that they'll make sure that it's properly labeled and they'll make sure it's the right postage so that when it gets here, I don't get hit with a customs charge.
Yeah, it seems to be some bollocks so in Europe because like when I'm getting stuff from the UK, because you guys done a fucking 360 and it bricks it out of here.
I was no part in that shit. I didn't even.
No. I'm not throwing shit. But as a result, when I get something from the UK, I pay the price, the mailing charge, and then the customs charge.
Wow.
So.
But see, I don't know how that would work because I sent a Blu-ray to Chicago for £7.90, and yet again there was no customs charge. So I don't know how if I sent something to you, you'd get hit with customs.
It's either European politicians are a greedy bunch of cunts, or Irish politicians are a greedy bunch of cunts. It's a fucking coin toss.
More than likely Europe. To be honest.
Or they hate each other so much they're like, we're gonna charge the shit out of each other.
So how about this? We charge you and you charge us.
Yeah.
It's a compromise.
What is it? It's a mail bomb from the IRA. Did they pay customs charges? Yes. Send it through. Send it through.
No.
What's it? Like,
this just got dark.
LG, you've seen streams with me and my woman. You should not be fucking surprised by this subject.
I'm usually a dark sense of humor guy, but that just threw me well off.
Where's it for? The Great Ormond Hospital. Why is it ticking? I don't know. The customs charge get paid. Off you go.
No, don't pay.
it's a Tiffany clock. That's what it is.
I wanted to piggyback a little bit off the
with some dinner candles taped together inside. But
I wanted to piggyback a little off the invisible feral, if that's okay. Is that okay to just piggyback off the invisible feral predator?
Yeah, go on, work away.
I like the figure. Is it me, or did the hype for it really not sell well when you open the box?
What do you mean? For the invisible one?
No, for the original. So before we get into the invisible, the actual feral predator, when you open the box,
I fucking loved that.
I loved it. It was my second favorite release of last year.
I loved it, but not to the point where before it turned up, I was like, this is going to be the best Predator figure to be released. The articulation looks a lot more enhanced, and the accessories are brilliant. You know, the interchangeable mandibles is better than on most other Predators where you have to change the actual head sculpts. But then I took it out of the box and I was like, man, my Lost Tribe Lost Predator, I love so much more. I just didn't feel that same love for Feral.
I'm going to be fucking. I'm going to throw out a theory here, right?
That Ultimate Warrior, man, I love it. Sorry to cut you off, but that Ultimate Warrior, I love the color on that.
Like, yeah, no,
oh my god,
that is one of the most beautiful color schemes on a Predator.
Yeah. I mean, and then he has that mace and that friggin' battle axe.
Yes,
I mean, I love that figure, man. I mean, I know it. Yeah, it's got the bending. You can like pose it. It's awesome. You know, I love that figure, man. It's
If I had to theorize, LJ, right? And again, the fucking Lost Tribe wave was awesome. but we were getting it in drips and drabs.
Yes.
And I think it was a case of, okay, like all the stuff we were getting, the Lost Tribe is awesome. We were getting in drips and drabs, but it was reissues. The
Yes.
Feral was the first unique Predator
Yes.
we have gotten in fucking ages. Because, again, I think they're cool. But NECA, for a good fucking solid 6 or 7 months, TMNT.
Yeah.
Coming out your fucking ass. That's my theory. That's why I think everyone got fucking super hyped for the Feral Predator. And I still think it's a cool figure, but I can certainly see why you were like, Jesus Christ, is this the second coming of God or something? But it's just a case that I think Predator fans were so fucking starved for something.
Yeah, something different.
Yeah.
See, no, I fully agree. And the thing was, I kind of fell off the Predator collecting bill. I got most of the Lost Tribe members. The last few I needed was Snake, the Elder, and who was the other one? It wasn't. Was it Boar? I think it might have been Boar. But there was like the last three. But the reason I fell off collecting wasn't because I stopped loving the figures. It's because when I started collecting the Lost Tribe figures, they were going for like 25 to 30 pound each. And then towards the last few members, they went up to 55 to nearly 60. No. I was like, no. And that's NECA changing the prices. I was like, no, I'm not paying that much because I wasn't so invested in the line. I liked the figures, but I wasn't super invested. And then when they announced Feral, because I fell in love with Prey, the movie, and I thought, if they make him as a figure, he's going to be brilliant. And I saw all the pictures and stuff. And then when he arrived, I opened the box and said, yeah, he's really cool. And then I just kind of looked at him, he's not exactly what I thought, though. I didn't have that same love for him that I thought of before he turned up. I still loved him, but it weren't as powerful. I don't know if it's because, as we know, NECA's really good with the skin details. The reptilian skin details are brilliant. But yet the accessory paint always seems extremely flat or plastic. Like the weapons don't look like weapons. Like when you see in the films, they're already battle worn or the paint's chipped off. So, and like with Feral, his shield was just like a kind of mild brass to mild silver on the shield. So I ended up having to spend about half an hour customizing my shields and weapons just to make them look a bit more real. And I think that also didn't help in falling in love because I had to put in some work. But it is a great figure.
It's like, oh shit, it's like with video games. I need fucking DLC for my fucking action figure. I need the fucking
it is.
I need
a
patch. I need a patch for my fucking Predator figure.
I'd say that's the same problem McFarlane has. They put out some great head sculpts or some great body sculpts and stuff, but then some of the paint work is, I mean, sometimes it can be great, but other times it's just super flat. You know, like Hush, his face detail is brilliant, but then his jacket's just a basic beige. His gloves are just a basic purple. Even his blade is just a basic silver with a basic black handle. It's like Hush is a dirty guy. He's messy. He wouldn't be this just clean colored everywhere.
Well, the thing of that too is like, and I've seen this. I don't collect the McFarlane stuff, but I've seen other reviewers. They say like, oh, how they just use the same. They just keep reusing the same molds and all this stuff. And I think that's just it. They McFarlane. I mean, a lot of manufacturers, I could say, have gotten lazy in that point. You know.
Yeah.
The only thing though, like with NECA, with the Predator figures, like I always like it. It baffles my mind because I'm like, it's the same mold, but they do such a great job with the color palette that they use. Like the faces are pretty much the same head sculpt, but just the details, the colors, like that's why I think for me that's what differentiates from a lot of other manufacturers. That's how they sucker me.
And with the Lost Tribe, all they basically are doing using the Jungle Hunter and the City Hunter.
Yeah.
Oh, they've gotten some amount of mileage out of those two fucking head sculpts, man.
But to Horrorcat's point, though, each time you get one, you feel like it's new because
the paint detail is fantastic.
You know, and they change the armor around here and there to make it try to make it different, even though it's all the same pieces. But they really got the formula down where, hey, we can make 7 or 8 of these guys, just mixing things up.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if you really think about it, if you look at Greyback and you look at the Shaman, their color
Yeah.
scheme, their color palette or color schemes are pretty much almost the same. I
Yeah.
think Greyback is a little bit more of like a faded, even more faded gray than the Shaman just pops like the black and the grays. I mean, just really pop on the figure, and I love that.
Do you think, Larry? Do you think maybe someone at R&D was like, yeah, the Shaman looks a bit too the same color scheme as the Elder. Let's throw a cloak on him. Let's fire a cloak on him. Just to,
Hang on though, the bendy wire cloak was so cool.
That
Like
was
that was so good.
And his staff,
And-
like, oh man,
Yes.
I'm
And
telling you, man, like
Scout's face sculpt, like Scout's face sculpt without the biomask, is like it's like what they known as Zonoids from Guyver.
yeah.
This guy?
That face sculpt, like if you've seen Guyver Dark Hero, the end Zonoid when he becomes a guy for himself, like that face is so cool.
It's almost like a pit bull or like a bulldog face. I'm like, wow.
I wasn't sure how I felt about the fucking the Scout Predator. My thoughts of the Scout Predator was like someone who's getting a blowjob off someone with braces. You're not sure how this is. You gotta give it a while. You gotta be like,
well, if you look at his face, his bottom mandibles should really be poking his eyes out. If he gets uppercutted or something,
that's one
they're
thing.
gone.
That's one thing I fucking pointed out in my review. No wonder he has a scoped rifle, because his fucking jaws are gonna be.
I'm a sucker for unique sculpts, even if they're bad. If they're unique, I love them. So it was nice to have something that didn't look identical.
It's like some dude at the prom getting a blowy off some chick with fucking train tracks. It's like, yeah, I'm into this. It takes a while, but then you kind of settle in and go, you know what? I'm happy with the way this is, you know?
Yeah.
I mean,
and if anyone else wants to use that analogy, feel free.
Yeah. There was so much hate for his design when he came. Everyone was like, "Oh, that doesn't look like a Yautja Predator." I was like, "You do know he's from a different part of the planet. Like, we don't all look alike. What makes you think that the Yautjas look alike?"
That's the fucking thing that drove me nuts. And again, I was kind of like, okay, I'm not 100% sure. People are like, "Oh, the fucking Fire Predator looks weird." It's an entire planet. I don't look like LJ and Larry. Sure, we've beards and stuff, but like, you know, humans look different. People are Caucasian, African American, Asian. A huge planet. Not everything is going to look like the fucking same. Like,
exactly.
It makes sense.
I mean, look at the Alpha Predator.
Yeah,
that one. That's a beautiful figure too, man.
I love this guy.
Yeah,
this guy.
I made a custom of him when he was in his gladiator mode before he escaped. So he's got like the blood stains and everything and shit.
You got that the fucking hand actually?
I can get it. I just got to I've got to turn my camera off. But I can go get it.
Okay, turn your camera off. Come back and give us a look at that. Because you do fucking nice work with that.
That was actually the first Predator I bought. Like when I started collecting, like that was the Alpha.
Really?
Yeah, the Alpha was the first one. And then I think after that I got Lost, the Armored Lost. I got that one, just because before I started doing YouTube, and I was just like going to be very selective on what I picked up, which I mean, that mentality went out the window quick. I just Larry, like yeah. What?
Oh, sorry, dude. Go on.
No, I was just gonna say like at first I was just planning to get like unique looking Predators. And I just went down a rabbit hole, man.
And on LG, I'll put you in a little solo layer.
Okay, I don't know if you were sick, because my light's not on that good, but
Oh wow.
Oh wow.
That is nice. I like that.
So I painted the dark brown armor a bit more of like a moldy bone color.
Wow.
And I added in all the stuff. I changed the position of that and then just.
Did you kind of give him any kind of unique weapons or custom weapons or?
So I actually customized it. I can't get to the weapons, but I customized his weapons differently. So I turned one into like a pickaxe.
Ooh.
So do you know the bone that goes over his arm that has the long and the black claw things?
Yeah.
So I kind of turned that into like a pickaxe.
That's cool.
So
But
it's
yeah,
kind
like
of
that's one of the things about like again going back to the warrior predator. I just love those those hand to hand combat weapons. You know,
Yeah.
it's just I was sold on that figure not just because of the paint on it, but man, those weapons are so cool. And that's another thing for the I like that stripped down feral or alpha predator where he had like just like the that bone shuriken and just like he had the Yamengi sort of
Yeah.
like mask and stuff. I mean, all that stuff
Yeah,
was just so
the
cool.
sickle and stuff.
Yeah.
I took
Yeah.
the Lost Tribe Snake Predator, and I just kind of gave him different accessories
Ooh,
That's
all right.
cool.
Oh,
to give him
nice.
like a more like a barbarian area. So I
Yeah.
gave him obviously
That works really well as well with the fur kind of palindromes
Yeah.
and kind of
Mhm.
tunic and stuff.
Yeah, I like that. I like the snake predator. That one was pretty cool. I was surprised at how much I was gonna like that one.
See, it's
He is
one
a
of the ones I
beautiful
missed that one.
paint scheme as well, though.
Yeah.
The pattern on his head.
Yeah.
Larry, is there anything you wanted to discuss, or any fucking pitfalls or things that annoy you about collecting, or you're happy with collecting, or is coming out that you're looking forward to?
Oh man, I got so many problems with collecting. It's like you know, from NECA doing exclusive to their shop, and then you buy it, and then all of a sudden you see it at Target. I'm like, oh seriously, man! Like, so I had to pay shipping to get it first. You know, it's like that's the stuff that bothers me when when manufacturers, not just NECA, but like everybody. They're like, oh, you only have these many. Like I missed out on the Mafex Gambit back when they released it, but then Big Bad they said, hey, we're restocking these. So I'm like, man, I'm glad I waited because
Yeah.
people were selling it ridiculously. Like in between that, I was like, I'm never gonna
I
pick that up.
I'm glad I was unable to order something because it was a US exclusive. It was Selena Kyle from The Dark Knight Rises and the Bat Pod, and I love Anne Hathaway's Catwoman, so I wanted that figure. I wasn't too keen on the Bat Pod, and I couldn't order it. I'm like, fuck. And then I heard, yeah, we're releasing a standalone fucking Catwoman figure, so I'm gonna get that one instead, rather than forking out 70 for the Bat Pod, maybe
Mhm.
40 for the figure.
Yeah.
But yeah, it especially with NECA, man, you're dead right. It's like, oh, exclusive only to these stores. And then you go into fucking, I don't know, Forbidden Planet or Subsidy, and it's like, what the this fucking thing is, there's 8 of these things in the fucking shelf.
Yeah, man.
Exclusive my whole.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the thing that bothers me is that and like so I've had like several issues with NECA with them like shipping me stuff. So right now I'm literally like 50-50 on them because like my first experience, the box was crushed. I opened it up, the box was damaged, and there was like one sheet of bubble wrap, not even around the figure. It was just like on top. Like it's like they put it in the box, they put the sheet, and that's it. I fought forever with PayPal. Well, with NECA, they never and until like PayPal actually, hooked it up and they took care of it. But yeah, I was so mad with that, and then like I was like, I'm not gonna order anything else from them. Ordered something else because yeah, again they said it was an exclusive to their shop only, and I was like, well, and then it happened,
Oh,
and it was actually a gift for a buddy of mine. So when he got it,
that's even
Oh.
worse.
like so he got it, he opened it up, and the box was damaged, and like even the figure itself, the packaging like it was crushed a little bit,
Oh,
but
the
they even
shell that's containing it.
well the weird thing is also yeah the shell that it was containing in it, but on the inside like you could tell there was like moisture in it in the plastic. Somehow there was moisture in there.
Oh.
I was just like, what the hell, man? And so again, but with that situation, NECA actually replaced it. He just had to send it back to them, and then they sent him one that was perfect.
Patrick just asked, ever noticed no one ever shares Superman 4 figures? What?
I did I don't have it anymore at the moment, but I did actually work on a Christopher Reeve McFarlane Superman. But I was using a head that I printed on my Ender 3, and it still had a few layer lines. So I'm getting a mate to resin print me a Christopher Reeve head, and I'm going to use the smoother resin one for that. But I did make a Christopher Reeve once.
Nice.
By the way, LJ, I need to send you over fucking magazines and books for your figures.
Thank you. That would be incredible. Some actual decent props.
I have this technique where I download like magazines, covers and backs, I put them into collages, and it's the first lot by 6, then by 8, then by 12, then they're small enough to go with the 6-inch tin, and I print them out as a photo, and I just cut them out then, and they're perfect for scale.
Wow.
Well, you helped me with the playing cards for my Mafex Joker. I got an original version 1 Mafex Joker off a guy for like 20 quid. It was just missing the playing card, so you sent me the thing. I cut him out, made the one singular Joker card, and then I made like a stack of cards so you can hold the fanned out version. Yeah, so thank you for that, because
no bother, no.
Saved my ass.
I love making like little fucking. Have you seen my bong? The little bong I made.
Okay, no, yeah, but like,
I'll be right back.
this is not the live stream I was expecting.
Have you seen? I need to know.
Yes. Did he say that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Do you know what the weirdest thing is? It's not the first time someone's asked me if I've seen their ball today.
It's not?
No, weirdly enough, I get asked this daily.
Okay.
It's usually because cats keep knocking them under the fucking sofa. So, luckily it's not that bad.
Don't blame the cats.
No, fine, it's me. I'm asking people if they want to see mine.
Did we just kick him out of his own house?
Do you know what? Probably. I think my friend Sasha's getting payback for us doing it to him.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much it, really. I mean I really don't have any issues too many with other. I mean, again, I don't really get from other manufacturers, and then when I do order something, I usually pre-order everything from like a specific online retailer. So
yeah.
So yeah, there it is. I'm gonna put Brock Lesnar taking the hit off it because,
wow.
like, out of all the people, out of all the things, that's the least sinister Brock Lesnar has fucking done of late. So like,
you know, out of context, that looks like a training video.
So if anyone's watching, if anyone's wondering, this is the end of a curtain, decorative curtains that I actually broke apart. This part was actually stuck onto the backside, so I broke it off and made it as a bottom. And there are 2 straws. It's like a teeny tiny bong.
Nice.
So yeah, there you go, Brock. There you go. Smoke on that. Don't shit in women. You know, come on.
I picture Marty like looking at curtains, and it's like, you know what I can make out of that? That's pretty good, man. I mean, that's pretty good.
Curtain. It was actually torn off curtains. It was an old
okay.
curtain. So we can use that. So, yeah. I think it works. I think it looks like a ball.
No, it looks good. No, that's what I'm saying. It looks good, man.
No, it's brilliant. It's just the thought process behind. You know what my action figure really needs right now? A bong. A good smoke.
You know what manufacturers don't make these days? Bongs. I'm gonna make my own.
Like fuck it.
That's why you're the man, Marty.
In retrospect, what is it? Who's the ones that make the fucking? Is it Hiya Toys? Fucking Hiya Toys are making boxes of fucking sex toys for figures, and they're like, what the fuck? So
yeah, figures get that lonely. They need to boink some other kind of plastic.
Man.
No.
Hey, look, Wonder Woman lives in an island full of women. She needs relief sometimes, okay?
Sex toys for toys.
Mate, have you seen the handle on her sword? She don't need toys.
Okay, that's a good point.
It's very well rounded.
Well, do you know what? Considering LG, what was happening with fucking DC Multiverse, like Larry's had to go off and explain to his wife what we're discussing. No, this is another thing that pissed me off the ever living fuck. Right, DC Multiverse. Now I think it was a doctrine done by Warner Brothers. Do you remember when you could not get firearms with any of the multiverse characters?
Yes. There was a specific reason for it as well, yeah.
Was it the shooting at the fucking Dark Knight Rises premiere that was the reason?
I don't know if it was that one. I know that after McFarlane released Flashpoint, Thomas Wayne's Batman Who Kills, he came with the double Desert Eagles.
Yeah.
And apparently parents went absolutely ballistic that their kids were bringing back figures that had guns when they're meant to be comic book safe characters. So McFarlane had to go for this thing where he wasn't allowed to release pistols. That's why Peacemaker didn't really come with one and stuff like that. And then he got around it by just re-releasing Thomas Wayne's Batman with a normal head sculpt and the countdown, but still with the Desert Eagles, which didn't make sense because he didn't listen to the rule in the end anyway.
They were clever fuckers. They did turn a disadvantage into an advantage though, because they released the weapon packs. I remember looking at the weapon packs. I'm like, okay, this cork gun,
yes, this
is for fucking Harley. This super long exaggerated pistol, that's the Joker.
Yes,
it was just it like, but I mean, there's fucking places being shot up. And parents are worried about fucking guns coming with fucking action figures.
I saw something funny the other. It was not funny. I mean, but I saw something. There was a gun store opposite a high school, literally across the road from a high school, and people were saying, "Why is this allowed to be here? Like, surely that should be much further away from a school." And no, apparently it's been opposite the school for about 10, 15 years, and there's apparently not been an incident there yet.
And over here, they had to move a fucking chip shop away from a fucking school because of obesity. It's like, Jesus Christ.
Oh, trust me, that didn't work. It was the only time I ever walked to get fucking food. It's funny, the only time I exercised was for food.
I gotta go get me a burger. Get my steps in. Actually, okay, weird question. Going on from my fucking bong, right? What is one weird accessory or mundane accessory would you love to have for your 6-inch action figures?
Oh.
A cat.
You could get a cat. You could get a Schleich cat to that scale. I needed a cat for my Selena Kyle, and do you get the Schleich figures or what are?
I'm not sure that Schleich's in the States yet. It might be, but they might have their own kind of.
See, because I would get
Papo.
See, I know,
Papo.
I know,
They have Papo over there. I think that's the equivalent to Schleich.
I know they have the Ripley from the first film. She has a cat with her.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not like it's clamshell, so I can't open it.
You could also get Goose from Marvel Legends.
Do you know what, Larry?
And
I'm going to get you fucking.
Black Cat has one also. She comes with a cat from Marvel Legends. Also.
Oh.
Larry, I'm going to get you a cat, and I will mail it over to you. I fucking shit you not. I will get you a Schleich cat, which is the perfect scale. If you tell me what color and type you want.
Larry's going to open up the pack. It's a bong, not a cat.
No, it's a cat bong. It's a cat bong with the pipe out the ass and mouth.
Predpool, I wouldn't send Larry a bomb. He's not English. No offense, LJ. He's not English.
It's all right.
I'm kidding. I wouldn't sell LJ a bomb either.
Just other English people.
There you go, Andrew Tate. Anyway,
what I was gonna say was that's why that's why the creature that they released that NECA just released last year.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it comes with a dog, so that's why like I have the dog out. I just have the dog, just there next to my my poster, uh, or poster is the thing figure that they released for San Diego Comic Con. Like I have
Thank
it next
God.
to it, just like as the dog,
One thing I'll say, guys, is thank God for fucking collector-friendly boxes.
Yeah.
I like clamshells. Like were the only way to get fucking figures for the longest periods. Not clamshells, that's VHSs. Fucking on card fucking things. Were the only way to get figures. But I'm glad NECA and a lot of companies now realize that people want to take out their figure, play with it, photograph it, pose it, and then put it back in. And I always sing the praises of collector-friendly packaging.
Yep. Yeah, that was my thing too, man. Like before I started doing reviews on YouTube, I was like, the only ones I'm gonna open are just my Universal Monsters. Those are the only ones I'm gonna open up because I want those to be displayed. And then the Predators, man, it's like they're gorgeous. Like right now, I have all my Lost Tribe boxes together, but I only have the Greyback and then I have the Feral Predator out like next to each other. Because I mean, I was thinking about doing the whole Lost Tribe, but I was like, well, I'll see. I need to get some more shelving and stuff, and then all my slashers that I have, like I have a Freddy, Jason, Michael Myers, Harry Warden, the Miner. Like I have all those displayed. Like those are out. Which at first I wasn't going to. I was just like, oh, I'll just leave them in the box. But I mean, they're just so cool, man, and they're my favorite versions of the slashers. So I was just like, I gotta put them out.
Yeah, no, space is another fucking thing. Like I'm cursing myself because it's getting harder and harder and harder. And like when Jen moves in, she's gonna be like, why are there so many toys in our toilet? I don't have fucking space. It's like, babe, you're beautiful. You don't need cosmetics. It's
They're protecting the bowl.
Who fucking needs that?
They're protecting the bowl, Jen.
Oh god.
Guys, have you any tips or tricks to people who are trying to like fucking, put their action figures on display, but they want to be kind of mindful of space, or kind of they want to be selective or kind of conservative with space? Have you any kind of well, not Predpool. He's fucking figures coming out of his fucking ears.
Yeah.
So I mean, I've been doing what I've been doing is I just bought another like this shelving from like these cubbies from IKEA, and so now I have a second one that's got so it's essentially you can have it standing up or you can have it, I guess landscape or horizontal.
Yeah.
So I have it like that. It's like two rows and it's like 6 cubbies, and then so I have stuff there, and then but I can also have a flat display. And that's how I have my Universal Monsters. So now I have a second one, and I've been thinking of doing all my Predators there with the boxes behind it, similar to my Universal Monsters one. And then it'll free up my actual bar display because I have a lot of stuff there.
What about you, Predpool? Because you have an actual metric ton of figures. Like, I have a Marvel Legends shelf, and it's chock a block, and it's kind of gotten to the point where you can just about see stuff. But like, have you a particular drop ratio or kind of layout? Like, do you like with me? I have the bigger Marvel Legends figures at the back, and so on and so on, and scale and size and stuff. But they're still pretty tightly packed. Do you kind of tightly pack yours on those shelves there?
Yeah, mine's a tightly packed, and I try to keep it by license. Like, I have my GI Joes here. I got them like Masterverse over here. I got my Predators over there. Once I see that I'm getting too many, then I have to prioritize which ones do I really want to display that I enjoy looking the most, and then I will have to either store some of them away in a box until maybe down the road to say, hey, I want to take it back out, take a picture with these other figures and so forth. So just pretty much prioritizing which ones are the ones that is like your most eye candy. Like when I walk into my room, say, hey, you know what? I'm glad I got that. or I'm in a mood to take a picture of that. So that's how I pretty much, even though I have a lot here, once in a while you say, okay, I'm gonna use this guy here as a villain, and I just use this person, whatever, and that'll be it. So it's just kind of like for me, since taking pictures, it's like I'm taking frames for a movie, and I'm picking my actors of how I want to do a certain scene. So that's pretty much what I do, and I have them by categories of each like genre, let's say, for example, and I sometimes I mix them up.
Are you ever worried it'll get to the point though that your collection will get so big that you are going to have to put some of your favorites into storage, or?
Or actually, there's times where I've had kind of like either sell or like something that I know that is not going to sell. That is just like like a lot of Marvel Legends. I got them, I liked it, but then come to a point where they're outdated. There's something else, a better version that came out, or I just don't know, no longer care for it. And I know it's not going to sell because nobody else wants it either. So then I donate it to a thrift, or maybe there's a kid out there that sees it, buys it for $1.50, and they get to enjoy it, something like that. So
Have you any kind of comic book shops nearby that you could like sell the bucket of your excess to, and maybe like obviously make a loss, but get something out of it at least?
yeah, but even then sometimes they get picky. Marvel Legends is not really like there's one comic book shop I even saw, like they had some Predators there. They were selling them for like $16-19, and these are some of them were like Lost Tribe ones. They were missing some of the weapons and so forth. But that's what they were selling them for.
He's the man of mystery. He's back.
I'm back. They had the one we talked about earlier from the AVP game, the girl and Dutch.
Yeah.
They had them together. They were missing some of the accessories, but together they had them for $20.
Did you buy them?
Not bad.
I didn't buy them. I don't know. I just didn't do anything for me because again, they would have been like ones I would have. Oh, okay, I got them cool for one day, but then after that, they're not something that I was gonna foresee taking a lot of pictures down the road.
Yeah.
This wasn't something for my collection. They're too cartoony for me. In other words,
I get you.
So.
Well, I mean, I would think if anything, LJ would probably, mod the heck out of them, and make them look really legit.
Put an Arnie, like I've seen so many people take the video game Dutch and slap the Arnie head in them, and they look pretty good. LJ, what about you? Have you any tips or tricks or kind of techniques to kind of save in space and to stop your figures turn into a sprawl?
Okay, so in terms of display, no, because the only figures that I have on display are my 3 to 4 years worth of custom work that I've done. All my actual figures are in various boxes, some under my bed, some next to my chair, because the apartment we're in is a 1-bedroom living room space. It's only one room.
Okay.
So space is difficult because me and my partner, we always had this thing where we each have our own side. So back there, that's my side. That's all my movies and my customs. That's my side. And then this is her side, but this is our joint computer. So space at the moment is very limited, but we are moving in future. And then I'm hoping to display things. Storage for me is more important than display, only because I do photography occasionally when I get the chance. And when they're displaying, sometimes there's dust or they might fall and break. And I'm like, look, I want to keep them clean, because in shots, when you take a picture and you feel happy, but then you zoom in and you see little flecks of dust all over the thing, like, shit, I should have dusted it off before I took the picture. And then trying to edit that out is a nightmare. So, clean them, put them in storage, and then they're safe. In terms of access figures, I tend to buy figures that I want to take pictures of eventually. And then if I take a picture of it and I feel happy, I'll move the figure on. Like, I found a Funko Dovahkiin from Skyrim. Not a fan of Skyrim, but the figure was badass. It was the Viking-esque. I got a really cool photography shot, and then a guy messaged me and said, hey, if you ever think of selling it, do. So I did, sold it to him, and I'm happy with the picture. The picture was all I kind of planned to really get from the figure. But I don't collect many other lines because Gears of War is my main thing, but I did start getting into the McFarlane DC shit purely because of how easy they are to customize, as well as I love the Superman figures. There's a lot of really badass Superman and Green Lantern figures that I really like. Like recently got Shazam from Shazam 2, Fury of the Gods, and the head sculpt for Zachary Levi is beautiful. But storage-wise and stuff, just if you've got the space, then yeah, display them height-wise. Do it like Predpool, do it in terms of license and stuff. But storage, just if you want to keep them safe and don't want to risk possibly breakaging, just boxes are good. Just make sure you've got space for the boxes because they're bigger than just the standard figures when you put them on a shelf. Yeah, basically it.
Yeah, I basically just did that recently with a lot of the figures that I have open. Like their boxes, since I keep the boxes and I have them pristine, so I have a big old tub and I put it in the closet in the man cave.
Yeah.
So.
It's like I have about 2 or 3 bin bags. Don't worry, I said bin bags, not in the bin. Bin bags of boxes and packaging up in my attic, and like I was shitting biscuits because a while ago one of the tiles had cracked and there was a leak coming down through the fucking wall, and I went up and it was funny. My dad thought I'd lost my fucking mind. He was like, how's the roof? Fuck the roof. I got to check the boxes to see if the empty boxes are okay. He was like, your apartment could flood and you could be hit with that. Whatever. We'll deal with that. But I thought the boxes are dry. My dad thinks I'm a fucking nutbag. So, like, But, unless has anyone else any topic or question they want to bring up or ask?
I guess what's the? I don't know if I asked this last time with Predpool on what's your most I guess what's your favorite figure in your collection? Or part 2 to that question, what's a figure that you've always wanted that you don't have? Like,
no, I'm trying to think.
I would love to get my hands on NECA Aliens Defiance Big Ugly, because that to me is the definitive Praetorian. NECA has never done a kind of normal standalone Praetorian figure. We've gotten kind of one with the Pred Alien, but that's the closest we're going to get. And I love the Praetorians never get enough fucking kind of shout outs, usually just in the video games, very rarely in the comics. But I'd love to get my hands on a Praetorian figure, and Big Ugly would be one. I'd love to
I should have picked up that one, man, the Defiance one, when NECA opened the vaults or whatever.
It's a cool fucking figure. I like the idea of this is in between the warrior and the queen. This is what the kind of the intermediate kind of stage. What about you, LJ?
It's weird because I actually own the figure that I've always wanted to own, but never had, and I have now for a while. It is the Grail in my collection. It's a variant of Marcus Phoenix holding a lost soldier's cog tags in his hand, and it's the poster art for Gears of War 2, and it's the best face sculpt for a Marcus Phoenix figure to exist. The first ever attempt looked like Nicolas Cage. The second one just looked like he needed to sneeze, and then when they finally did the cog tag one, it was the most perfect blank expression, because he's someone who doesn't really show that much emotion other than anger. But it was just that look of loss. Marcus Phoenix can't handle loss, but he buries it inside. So that look captured on the figure was brilliant.
Was that something retail, or was that a shake and bake job by yourself?
No. So that was a Toys R Us exclusive when Gears of War 2 came out. It was the new line for NECA, and you could only get it in Toys R Us, but not really in the UK. It was mainly in the States, and it retailed at $25. Now it goes for up to between. The last one I saw being sold was up to $1,000. box.
Wow.
It's such a rare figure to find, and a great customizer on Instagram. When I put up a list of figures I needed for my collection, he said, "Hey, I've just found one of these figures for £50 in my country. Do you want it?" And it was the cog tag holding mark. Cog tag was intact. The string was intact. There was a little bit of paint chip on the nose, but he's also a really well done customizer. So he paint matched, sent it to me, and the feeling of absolute ecstaticness, because the original NECA Gears War figures were quite limited. Their basic articulation, not much going on, but enough to get a good pose. But with that figure, you didn't need the pose other than him holding the tags and looking at them with that look of loss. So it was just to know that I got it for a reasonably cheap price compared to what I've seen it go for. And then others go for between 800 to 900, depending on who's selling it at the time. It's a nightmare.
Predpool, what about you?
I pretty much got all, like, from my childhood, the nostalgia figures like Optimus Prime, G.I. Joe's. Now Hasbro's doing most of them, so it's just a matter of time some characters from from G.I. Joe comes out. So I would have to say currently now, we would love for NECA to finally release Lone Wolf from the second AVP Requiem.
Yeah, the wolf.
Oh,
teased.
yes.
They released fucking pictures teasing.
They released pictures of product shots,
unpainted, kind of, yeah.
So, but they never released it. So that would be one that I definitely would. Currently on my wish list.
I'd say there's some MacGyvery motherfuckers that took out the original one and removed the head, the armor, and stuff, and probably have. Well, like if you're going to make a custom, I'd say Jungle Hunter would probably be the best base and color scheme, right?
I heard from a few friends in the Predator figure community that apparently he is meant to still be coming out. It might take some time because they're having licensing issues for that specific character, which is why it's taking so long.
How? Why?
I only get told bits and pieces because the person who tells me is not supposed to tell anyone. But because I was getting into the line, he was letting me know certain things, and he just said that it may still come out, but they're not 100% certain. They've got the mock model that they released images of, but it's not been exactly greenlit to be produced yet.
Well, again, I mean, just look at Holothon. They're saying it's they're going to release Predator stuff, so
yeah,
we'll see what they release. I mean, hopefully it'll be. It's like I told Marty. Like I heard through the grapevine that they are going to release a Naru at some point.
I understand why we don't have more human figures, but I'd say it's just likeness and licensing issues. Like maybe someone could, now that Sonny Landham has passed on, maybe his estate, it'll be easier to get, like.
You would think. I mean, you would think that some people would be like, hey, we want to pay you for the likeness for this figure. I mean, especially if they pass, But who knows? I mean, I'm surprised like Shane Black hasn't let them do another, like an Ultimate of Hawkins or something.
Sorry, I'm getting visions of Predator fans buying the Shane Black Hawkins and setting it on fire. Just fucking ruin the fucking franchise.
This is for Iron Predator. Like,
fuck you.
No, man. I mean, I don't know. I think the fact that they're telling us Predator, I have a feeling it's going to be like, that's me, I guess maybe wishful thinking. I'm hoping that it's going to be something legit,
I'm surprised we haven't gotten fucking. Now, again, it could be a case of the merger between fucking Fox and Disney and stuff, 20th Century Studios now. I'm surprised we haven't seen any fucking Romulus figures being previewed. Although it was a while after
Mm.
Prey came out that we saw
Mhm.
any pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
They may not want to leak things of the movie yet because we haven't seen
Yeah.
a clear
Yeah.
shot of the aliens or
Oh.
alien, whatever. So
Well, the other
That
thing,
was. That's all.
no, I was just gonna say that. I mean, they did the same thing with like Lugosi's Dracula. Like we
yeah.
didn't get it for like almost 2 years later. They finally. I mean, everybody was like, whenever they would announce and like any turtle stuff, you'll see people in the comments. It's like, "Where's Lugosi? Where's
Yeah.
Yeah,
where's
he
Wolf? Where's Predator? Where's this? Do something different."
but look, remember what happened with the Predator? They released the 2 Predator figures with the camo,
Yeah.
but
Oh,
they wound up not being in the movie.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
maybe NECA's like, hey, we learned our lesson. We're gonna wait till the movie comes out and then we'll release the figures.
Dave, they released an absolute metric fuck ton for that movie. You got the Fugitive, unarmored, you got fucking 2 versions of the Assassin,
Yeah.
you got the 2 emissaries, you got the infrared fucking Fugitive, and am I forgetting something else?
The assassin.
Yeah, they released a grey version, which I have, and the brown version.
Mhm.
I'm surprised that they didn't, but apparently I was talking to someone, they said I'm surprised they didn't release a version of those stupid fucking hounds, but apparently the Predator's hounds didn't sell that well, so they decided
Mhm.
not to do. I fucking dodged a bullet there.
But those are hard to get sometimes, right? I mean, if they're not,
Yeah.
I mean, you can get the KOs,
Yeah.
but as far as the originals, those were you don't see those.
Predpool, I want to punch myself in the dick. I went into Tower Records. No, hear me out. I went into Tower Records, okay? I went to Tower Records. Tower Records was closing down. They were selling a bunch of NECA figures, right? They had a bunch of Predator figures, $20, $15. They were selling the hounds a $5 a piece.
Oh.
I only bought one.
Wow.
Oh.
Well, at least you got one.
Yeah.
So
But
that's not
honestly,
so
I'm
bad.
punching. I'm mentally punching myself in the bollocks.
How many was there?
There was about 8 or 9 of them there. They were like,
It's okay.
There was
okay.
there was a few of the fucking. There was a couple of Berserker. There was a few Crucified, and I think there was one Falconeer, and then the rest were just behind them. Were all fucking hounds. And I'm like,
Wow.
oh, bollocks, man.
You could have You could have army built, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do hope we get I think it was Predpool I was talking to about this, or maybe it was Larry. Jesus, Alzheimer's. Fuck you. I do hope we see a fucking ultimate version of 2010's Predators figures. What
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Which ones?
Yeah,
Predators?
Predators, 2010's Predators.
Do you know what? I got so much shit on when I was like in the movie community a lot bigger. I got so much shit because I said, you know what, Predators is actually a really great movie.
It's fucking brilliant.
I love it.
Oh, hang on, Larry. Look at this fucker flexing.
That is so cool.
Look at this fucker flexing.
That is so cool.
Nice.
But no, I got so much shit about it because they were like, oh, it's one of the worst films in the franchise already. It's the third. It's the third. And I was like, it's not that bad. And I mean, like, Adrian Brody was really cool. Danny Trejo in it was brilliant, And I can't stand Topher Grace. I really can't stand that dick. I can't stand him.
Yeah.
But he's so
he got
horrible.
blown up and stabbed by a predator. So what's not to like about that movie?
I just didn't like his face in it. As soon as I saw him, I was miserable.
LJ, that's the thing. He's the Paul Weiser. He's the Carter Burke of that fucking movie. You're like, okay, this guy's.
That's the thing. I had no issue with that film. Like, it's way better than friggin' ABP and ABPR. Like.
Yeah.
Oh.
I love the fact that it was.
Sorry.
I am actually also a massive fan of AVP. I like the first AVP.
The first one.
The first one.
The
second one was dog shit. Apart from Wolf. Apart from Wolf.
Guys, did you see my 12-inch custom Royce?
No.
Be right back. Time for me to do
I
it.
swear he's going to be holding another bong, isn't he? He's going to be holding a 12-inch scale bong.
It's like, oh, my custom Royce, it just has a vest on. It's a bong.
It's going to be a bong made out of a predator skull, isn't it?
Yeah. No, I do like the first AVP because I love seeing the Elder Predator. And
Yeah.
I actually picked up, and I still have it in its packaging. I have the Elder Predator from the McFarlane line.
Oh,
The reason
nice.
why, one of the reasons why I like AVP so much, the first one, is because when the comics first came out, I've been always wanting to see a movie, with Predator and Aliens, and that was the first time they've done it. So then it support Predator 2, because then you see the trophy. So that got me all hyped up, and it helped also clear up as far as a little bit of the honor system of the Predators. That they're not just crazy savages. They do have a certain code. So
that is badass.
That's nice.
Oh yeah, look at that.
So
Yeah.
the body is cheap ass fucking 12-inch doll. The head is custom Fison. The pants are kind of just generic combat pants and boots. The shirt's from a Hot Toys. The vest from a Hot Toys. The axe is Hot Toys. The AA-12 shotgun is Hot Toys, and I have a story about that. And the head is a Fison custom. It isn't actually it's not a Hot Toys kind of version, but it's just a custom version.
Oh man,
It looks great though.
I got a letter of warning from the government about the fucking shotgun.
Man.
Oh wow.
We suspect you're trying to import weapons into the country. And again, the box it came in was this fucking size. Okay, and I was like, well, because the seller fucking had on the box automatic shotgun. So I was like, oh, it's this fucking size. And I was talking to someone else, and they're like, well, they could think that you were putting it together piece by piece in the country. I'm like, it didn't set off any fucking metal detectors, but it's cool. I'm really happy with the way this turned out.
That looks really good, man.
Yeah,
because
Very good.
it's again, this guy was going for about 290, 300, and I put them together for about €110.
Wow.
So there's the shotgun, the detail on it.
You don't want to get canceled, Marty. You're gonna get a message from YouTube because you're showing off weapons.
I wouldn't be surprised, but it was just stupid. It was like the box was the size of a fucking phone case, and they're like, "Oh, you're bringing weapons into the country." I'm like, "Are you for fucking real?" Like the genuine Hot Toys head sculpt has blood and cuts and stuff, but this is just as good. And if I was like LJ or someone, I do a bit of a custom blood work on it myself. But no joy. But I'm very happy with the way he turned out. Also done a Rambo. I made a Rambo version, but I fucked up because I put the wrong size order in the Rambo looks perfect until you get these feet, and I got the wrong scale. And these feet are tiny. It's like ballerina feet. I'll show you someday. But guys, come here. I realize I've kept you for nearly an hour and a half now, so I'll probably let you scatter to the wind. But before I do, is there anything you want to plug, promote, or just ask anyone else before you head off?
No, I was just gonna tell you, Marty, about that Berserker figure that I picked up. I picked it up today at this shop. They had it for $50, but they were also doing like this sale sort of thing, so if you go in, you follow them on Instagram and Facebook, they gave you like 20% off. But then if you give them like a 5-star like Google review, it goes from 20 to 30% off. So I got.
Oh,
good.
What's the shop's name, Larry? If you want to promote the shop or to plug the shop or whatever.
Infinite Apparel. They're local to where I'm at right now. I don't know if I think they have an eBay store. I'm not too sure. They had a lot of cool stuff. I'm kicking myself because as I was leaving, I saw they had a Prometheus figure there.
Which one?
It was one of the engineers in the suit, the space jockey.
I got it super fucking cheap. I got the engineer versus the trilobite back in the day, and I'm waiting for one good day because I want to have a fight between him and my Ahab figure when the weather's fucking nicer.
I might go. I might go back tomorrow when they open, and because I'm gonna be leaving back home tomorrow, so they open at 10. So I'm gonna see if I go pick.
Larry's just in the door, banging. Let me in. Let me in.
Yeah.
Let me in.
Well, they were selling the figure for $40. So I mean, it's kind of like, dude, this is almost
Gold
retail.
dust. They're gold dust. There's also the last wave. There was the initial wave, which had it had two of the engineers, the Deacon and I think the Deacon and fucking David, and then the other wave had Elizabeth Shaw, Charlize Theron's character, and Elizabeth Shaw's Charlie Holloway infected. So, but
I still want to get that Wayland Yutani soldier from Alien 3, man.
That's one I would fucking army build. I have two of them. If I ever see any loose ones out in the wild, I'm picking them up. But yeah, Predpool, what about you, dude? Is there anything you want to plug or promote or any videos coming out or the like?
No, just I do have a few reviews on YouTube. I just posted one recently regarding Mythic Legions, that figure I showed earlier. But I'm mostly on X, formerly known as Twitter. I just post a lot of pictures.
I call it Twitter. Everyone fucking fuck Elon Musk, the plastic-looking motherfucker.
I'm on X. So anyway,
I'm re-Xing instead of retweeting. I'm re-Xing, guys. I'm Xing.
It looks like something. It's like we put brand X against Daz, which is the best washing powder in the fucking region. Okay. Oh, also as well, Larry has a really cool review of Jedda's Frankenstein that went up. I meant to fucking plug that as well for you, Larry. Sorry about that.
Cool.
Nice.
Oh, cool, man. Yeah, it was supposed to be for yesterday's. I normally post on Fridays, or drop my figure reviews on Fridays. I just didn't yesterday because I was driving and I hadn't. It was just a crazy busy week. But no, I was surprised that I actually like that one.
Yeah, the Jeddah figures are really cool. I love the Universal monsters.
Yeah, I mean, for budget, I mean, if you're looking for a budget-friendly line for Universal Monsters, like, they do a pretty good job, and I love the articulation. It's really smooth compared to NECA's, but the NECA ones are I love them, man.
NECA are awesome, but as you said, if NECA is a bit too rich for your blood, Jeddah are a fairly good substitute.
Yeah.
LJ, what about you, sir?
I'm not as regular with videos as I should be. I've got a few that I'm going to try and I want to go back to the YouTube, so I'm going to try and do some custom reviews and stuff that I've worked on over the past few months that I haven't shown yet. At the moment, I'm working on a few pieces that's currently mid-progress. I brought them to the computer because you said if I've got anything I wanted to show, bring them. They're here. There's only like 3. But I'm working on 1 gears thing and 2 very other things I don't normally work on.
Mm-hmm. Have you got? Did you have them at hand? Do you just want to showcase?
Yeah. Well, I'll show you. So basically, I'm making a Johnny Depp Sweeney Todd. So I've mixed 2 Jokers together. Yeah, it's Mortal Kombat Joker legs, but with one of the 3 Joker torsos. So I'm just working on that. I'm getting some 2mm foam that I'm going to sculpt the waist jacket out of and make that. And I've got a guy who's sending me the Johnny Depp head from Sweeney Todd, as well as the hand with the cutthroat razor in it to put on him. The other thing is I'm making a movie Carnage to go with my Venom.
Nice.
So I've not got feet for him yet, but I use the Eternals. I don't know his name.
Oh yeah, I know which one.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yes, I've used his body, and I've got a friend in the UK who's made a Woody Harrelson coming out of the Carnage face head sculpt I'm going to put on him.
Nice.
Wow.
And the last one, which is the Gears of War one, I'm turning Rhea Ripley from WWE into a gear.
Oh, nice.
It's pretty much she looks like she belongs in the universe. She's built as fuck, and Gears of War characters are roided out crazy assholes with chainsaw guns. So she fits the bill.
It's all protein, man. That's all it is. It's just all protein.
Have you seen that? Have you seen that video where it's like the guy? Okay, you may select your form of execution, and next to it's just Rhea Ripley squeezing some fucking head with her thighs. But yeah, I'm going to leave it here. I'm going to leave links to these sexy bastards in the. But yeah, as always, thanks a million, Larry. Fucking absolute gent. Another fantastic dude under here, Predpool. Make sure you check him out. And finally, I tracked him down. Wait, you will find a Sasquatch in Red Dead Redemption easier before you find LJ. But when you do find him, absolute gent and an absolute treat to fucking watch. So definitely check that out. Big thanks to everyone in the chat. Mr. Dan, Mayan, I didn't mean to rhyme there. I don't know why that happened. Who else have we? Shahab Cheetah will travel. We had Dice Rolling. We had Jason Callan, and we had a couple other people just drop in. But yeah, again, thanks a million for fucking bye and listening to Man Children.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, cheers. Nice to meet you.
Hopefully, we might be back again in May. I want to put something together in May talking about customs, and I know Anson from 2D Rentals wants to come back, and we'll see about then. But big thanks to everyone, and yeah, have a good one. Take care. Bye now.
Take care.
Bye-bye.